Welcome back to Improvision Entertainment. My name is Hunterman, and this is more Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And I feel like I'm about to attract Faye by eating some of these mushrooms. And that's really not a good idea, right? So hallucination challenge. Observe the signs and pass through the gates in the right order. Observe the signs and pass through the gates in the right order? Okay. You're holding an axe. Oh, hey, what's this? The first gate leads to Truthelm, where Thor thunders until Ragnarok. The second gate leads to Freya's Falkval, for good men and women grown weary of battle. And the third gate leads to Gladshelm, where the Allfather welcomes his blood drinkers. So Thor, Freya, and Odin. That looks like Freya. Is that Thor? Because Odin would have like an eye patch, right? How many gates are there? Oh wait, my bad. That looks bloody. Wait, what? They're not like making any noise. Okay, so let's see if this one over here is Thor. For those that don't know, it usually takes a minimum of an hour to fix issues when we start a game from the beginning. Oh, I mean, sometimes it's the whole time, Molly. Alright, let's try this. I seem to have vaporized. I assume that means I did it right. Okay, so Thor, Freya. And then Odin with the blood. Was that the only one that was right? Wait, wait, hold on. So wait, was that Thor? And this is Freya? Oh, okay, I got Thor and Odin backwards. I think. Seems that way. Okay.
Who wanders widely and has traveled far will learn the scope of mankind's nature and discover common sense.
Mystery completed. Flyer Garrick. Mystery. Oh, I'm in a different area. I'm not even doing mysteries in the other place where I was. Well. I didn't pick up any keys, though. So this chest should still be locked. Wolfie! Oh, I can just run through this? Well, that's weird. Why would you let me do that? Ah! Hi. Puppy, are you okay? Yeah, I didn't... Okay, so I gotta find somewhere else in the world that is. Alright. Unfortunately, now that I know I can't pick up some of these things because I don't have the abilities to do so, is making me want to go on with the plot. So let's go on with the plot. Do 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 do. Hi guys, I think we're setting sail for England? What the fuck? Who are you? Is that my brother? That's not my brother, is it? No, my brother's over here. Why can I assassinate that guy? I'm very concerned.
Eivor, the wind favors us. We should set sail without delay.
You made quick work of packing. Well done.
The dream of new lands is a powerful lure.
As is the promise of glory. But the act of leaving so beloved a home, there is a sadness to it.
Having doubts?
No, not at all. The die is cast.
Then let fate guide our journey. Are you ready?
Yeah, I guess.
I am ready. Let us take to the water and leave unbothered while we have the chance.
That chance is past. Look!
Hi, PG, what's up?
Fate flies on swifter wings than we.
King Harald's banner.
Okay. We're having a cutscene.
Sigurd, what is this assembly? What are you planning?
An exit, father. As graceful as I can. For if I cannot be king in the land of my birth, I will start a new saga. In England.
Nonsense. Your place is here, son, at my side. There will be other victories soon. Other glories.
You're not late, PG.
My
I'm
choice
early.
is made, father. Do not hope otherwise. There's nothing for me here. I must go make my name in the world.
Normally I start at 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, which is when I'm going to swap over to Spider-Man.
And you have plundered Fornburg's resources, I see. You leave nothing behind but your honor.
You left me no choice. I entered the Alving a prince. I left the son of a Jarl.
There are always choices, Sigurd. I will not stand between you and yours, but I do not accept it. 17 winters ago, I opened my door to you, Eivor. And now, your only thanks is to rob me? I should have left you to the wolves.
Damn.
Sad old elk. Do not carry his words with you to England. He brought this day upon himself.
I know.
Excuse me, wait, where'd the assassins go? They were here. Alright guys, we're plotting out. You actually haven't missed story much at all, PG, because I've been running around collecting stuff in this location.
The time for tears is over, you weeping sacks of wool! Put some muscle into those pools!
Ration your strength, dog. We have an ocean to cross.
All right, you lazy backrout. Sigurd, what's our course?
The sons of Ragnar established a settlement near the coast. We set sail for that. Bragi, sing a song to lift our hoob.
To rouse the gods! Inspire a mighty fart from Thor to speed us on our way!
An ocean lies before us, Eivor, and on its far side, a new kingdom awaits.
You know England well from your travels.
I spent a season in their kingdom of Mercia, a temperate land, lush and wild. By now, the sons of Ragnar
1 second,
will have
PG.
claimed its heart.
Do we mean to join their army?
They will join ours. In time, all of England will know of Ravenclan and the glory we brought to that fractured land. So to England, glory and destiny!
To England!
To England! Or Valhalla!
Ladies and gentlemen, 7 hours in, title drop. Yikes! Yeah, this is gonna be a long one. To answer... Oh, hey, we're going to the present. To answer PG's question, how's the gameplay so far? I think it's kind of boring. I can't currently recommend the game. But I'm kind of expecting it to be super long, so I'm giving it plenty of time for my opinion to change. Primarily, as many people in the chat have said up to this point, it doesn't feel like an Assassin's Creed game, if nothing else. If you actually like Assassin's Creed, which I have in the past. Where's the staff? I got my 100%. Where's your staff? Spoilers for the third shark jump in the entire series. Oh, are you getting bleed over? Show me the bleed over, please! Give me something! Give me some present day! Okay, cool, you got your 100%. Rock on. I'm with you. Why do you have a computer chip? You got earbuds. Earpods.
In a lecture at the University of Cambridge, Dr. Sirka told a worried audience that scientists have few answers for them.
Since the mass coronal ejection of 2012, the strength of the
That was
Earth's
Assassin's
magnetic
Creed 3.
field has increased by a factor of 50,000. This has resulted in huge disturbances in radio and satellite communications, dangerous bands of radiation around the poles, and as we can all see from our window, an aurora borealis that never burns away. Unfortunately, we are stumped as to why this is happening, and if we cannot find an answer soon, it may change the way we live, the way we communicate, even the way we evolve forever.
Dr. Sirka went on to say,
Bought you more electrolytes?
Sean!
Ooh, new and improved citrus flavor.
Where the fuck have you been? What the fuck, Sean? You just gonna walk into my video game after all these years? So that was Rebecca she was talking to earlier. I bet that was Rebecca, operator, in the subtitles. I bet that was actually Rebecca. It sounded like her.
How do we fix this? How are you the key?
Sean and Rebecca last together in the end of Syndicate, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, I can't press a button to get powers.
You're a long way from home, Eivor.
Guys. Real talk, though. Real talk. I'm about to drop some spoilers on you for Assassin's Creed Odyssey, but I have to because it's the game that precedes this one, so here we go. In my opinion, Assassin's Creed has had 3 different shark jumps. Just to clarify, if you don't know what a shark jump is, it's a reference to an event that happened in a television show called Happy Days. Like oh no, I'm wrong, like 50 years ago? Jeez, I forgot how old I am. Okay. Basically, it was a moment that was so absurd in which a main character wearing his leather jacket and swim trunks on a motorcycle jumped over a shark. It was so absurd that, as crazy as the series had been up to that point, that it ruined people's suspension of disbelief what was going on. Assassin's Creed, in my opinion, has had 3 of those. 2 of them are coming to mind right now, and 1 of them happened in Odyssey. And the one that happens in Odyssey is relevant to the staff. The staff that was in the opening, the cutscene that began this moment right here. I'm worried that if I move from this place that the characters will begin talking and I will be competing for airtime. Okay, so that staff was held by, I think it was Odysseus, who was still alive after 100, 200 years in a big construct of the ones who came before technical stuff that was basically the entrance to Atlantis, which no, I don't know why we're not there now, because we never... Actually, the DLC might have taken you in there. I actually don't remember. But you never go in it in the base game. But the reason the staff is important is because it just keeps people alive. The main character, the canonical main character of Odyssey, is Cassandra. And she takes the staff from her father, who I think is Odysseus. I might be getting the actual Greek mythology person's name wrong. But the old guy who's historically based, she takes the staff from him, and she will live forever while she's holding the staff. And then in the shark jump moment, if you've 100%ed the game, she walks up to, what's her name, Layla here, in the present day, holding the staff, and gives it to her, and then dies. I want you to just take that in for a moment. A character we've never seen or referenced at any point during the 2,500 years of time that has passed in the Assassin's Creed series, had been alive all of that time, introduced in the Animus portions of the last game, and by the end of the last game in the present day, shows up, hands off the staff, and dies. So she's a character, like the sages that introduced in Assassin's Creed 4, that need to exist in the plot to make sense, but keep not existing because Ubisoft keeps not making things coherent. So... Oh, and we just referenced the events of Assassin's Creed 3, the mass coronal ejection that happens because Desmond spares the planet from getting totally wiped out, and having Juno come to fruition in the course of Assassin's Creed 3 and then 4, after his death. And the events of this game would therefore be happening 8 years after, because this game came out in 2020. Oh wait, no. Yes, 2020. Because the events of Assassin's Creed 1, 2, 2, 3, Altier's Chronicles, Altair, whatever the DS game was called, Assassin's Creed Liberation, and whatever was the version with Ezio and the PSP, all of those games happened in the present day in the year 2012. And then Assassin's Creed 3 literally was published in the year 2012 to go along with the events that we just referenced inside of the game. Alright, Chocobo is the only one talking to me right now. Chocobo says, I just think that they have no intention of ending the Animus story anywhere, so they keep making stuff up to prolong it, but they keep drip-feeding the pace. Chocobo, my overarching biggest complaint isn't about them ending or not ending the present day and the Animus stuff. It's that they keep introducing cool stuff and doing it once, or doing it twice, and never again. So Sean, who you just saw, Sean is the researcher who exists in Assassin's Creed 1 and is introduced in Assassin's Creed 2, and he and Rebecca, who is the operator who mans the Animus, are both main characters from 2 until 3. They both show up in 4, and the last time we hear anything about them, I believe, is the ending of Syndicate, in which in the present day, or is it Unity? I think it's Syndicate. Is the last time that we've really referenced them as being characters that exist in the present day. And so I thought earlier in this game, when I heard the operator's voice, it wasn't the character who'd been the operator in the last game. It sounded like Rebecca, and we have Sean, and there was a shoehorned plot right at the end where apparently Sean and Rebecca were hooking up as in a relationship at the end of Syndicate, from what I remember. It was very out of left field because those characters had always been work together characters. So that's a whole thing. So what we're probably about to do right now is the kind of stuff that really aggravates me about the way Ubisoft tells its present day story stuff, in that they continually find an excuse to reference things that had happened, but they never pay them off for anything. So that's why I'm putting all of my cards on the table right now. What I want to happen right now is for me to talk to Sean, for me to meet Rebecca, for me to talk about stuff maybe relating to Desmond or Desmond's kid, some of the things that are going on with Abstergo, what's happening with the Helix game console, and things that, because, you know, it's probably time for the Helix 2. Any of this, because, you know, it's cute that they reference the Assassin's Creed movie in the course of Assassin's Creed Origins, but it's also throwaway. Chocobo says, almost nothing happened in Black Flag to move the plot along forward other than the cliffhanger ending, which apparently meant nothing. Black Flag, well, the thing is, it's drip feed, like you said. Juno resurrects by the end of Assassin's Creed 4, and she lives inside the internet. And then we basically never reference that again. Because unbeknownst to me, while I cared about that plot thread, she gets defeated, like I've said previously earlier in this recording, to my understanding, she gets defeated in a mobile game that isn't just a mobile game, I would totally play it, but is a mobile game that I believe you can't play on current OS installs of either Android or iOS. So in any event, now that everybody knows a little bit of the pain of somebody who has enjoyed Assassin's Creed up to this point, let me knock it back to the full screen and look around the area. Now, I am trying to click to get the Odin Sight, or in this case, Eagle Vision, and it's not working. So even though Layla seems to be having some sort of medical issue, it's not related to the Eagle Vision, which is unfortunate. Here, can she climb anything? She can. Okay, so she's got that much going on. That's better than Desmond Assassin's Creed 1. Did Sean tell me to follow him or something? Is that the same van? That looks like the same van from the 2 trilogy. From the Ezio trilogy, we'll say. Also, like Desmond, so killing him off made me really not want to play anymore. Well, I thought Desmond was okay, but the game I actually liked him and liked what they did with him was the game they killed him off. So, I understand people's problems with Desmond. You know what, I'm gonna say this one more time, and I'm gonna look right into the camera when I say it. I've said this previously, but in my opinion, the people at Ubisoft, I'm sorry, what is it actually pronounced? It's Ubisoft? It's Ubisoft. The people at Ubisoft need to watch Lost. I know, a lot of people don't like Lost, but there's one thing Lost did really well as a TV show, which is what I call parallel storytelling. It was really good about setting up events that were happening in the present day and things that were happening, flashing back to events that had happened in the past, and kind of making you wonder, question why they were relevant to the ongoing main story, until by the end of the episode, right before it's relevant to something that's happening in the present day, they give you the reveal of why this is important, an event that happened in the past, and then they play out the present day stuff. That kind of shit, that parallel storytelling that Lost did really well, is what you need to make Assassin's Creed work, and nobody's doing it. Okay. Okay. I'm having my rants. You're all with me. Please let your thoughts be known in the chat if you're here. Oh, it looks like I could go that way. So we're now having a permanent Aurora Borealis around the planet because shit's getting fucked up from... So, what they say, the magnetosphere is greatly increased? Excuse me, is this a... main license plate? Main license plate? Hey, Maiden. Main license plate. Whoa, shit. What the fuck? I should probably go look into that.
Another satellite. Damn.
Can I not go in that door right now? Let me get these little interact dots.
Would love to play around, but I have bigger things on my mind.
Probably gonna look at some plot perspective or something on YouTube at some point. I missed a lot of games. Retrospect. Oh, like synopsis stuff? Rebecca!
Oh, mint tea is not actually tea, Bex. It's an infusion. It's really just dirty, minty water.
I don't care what you call it, Sean. Did you buy any?
Of course I did,
Oh,
love.
different voice actor.
Hey, sorry about pulling you out. The generator was sputtering.
That's fine. I needed air.
How is the Animus data stream? Comfortable?
Felt pretty stable after a while.
Good. Just give me a sec and you can jump back in.
Hold that thought. The cutscenes for me are falling slightly out of sync. That means I need to turn off the screen for a second. We'll do it for like 5 seconds. Sorry about this. It's a thing that happens sometimes. Okay, should be good.
Another satellite came down. Did you see?
I did. One of Abstergo's.
Nice.
That's good.
Well, most of North America just lost its GPS service, so depends what you mean by good, really.
Right. Even when we win, we lose.
Okay, we're all set. Whenever you're ready, you can jump back in.
Yeah, but why would I jump back in? I just got here, and I actually kind of care about this nonsense. Play button.
You mind if I put some music on?
Go for it.
Cool.
That just sounds like fuzz and you're jamming. What is this, Mass Effect? Stop. An error occurred with the output. Please check your streaming recording settings. Guys, can you still see me? I need confirmation from the chat that I am still online. I ran out of free space. Son of a bitch. Delete. Permanently delete. Yeah, you can hear me? Okay. I still have that left over? I've got a little on-screen Windows thing. I don't remember. I guess I didn't ever turn that off. Okay, that's hilarious. How do I turn that off, though? Welcome back? No, actually, YouTube, you might not have immediately noticed something went wrong there, but maybe you did. I'm trying to find this on-screen thing that's showing that I deleted files. There we go. How do I... Okay. Click. I ran out of hard drive space because Spider-Man has had trouble copying off of the external drive to the main computer, so I'm definitely going to have to do that tonight. Looks like I'm being forced to take tomorrow and the day off, like normally planned. Alright, guys. Sorry about that. Okay. Hopefully I can stitch that together and it won't be a big deal. I don't remember how many minutes in I was, though.
Hello, Layla.
Is that all you
Sean,
got?
what do you make of the grave out there?
Well, it overturns a few hundred years of scholarship about the first Europeans to set foot in North America. Apart from that, it's just a bunch of muddy bones, isn't it?
So...
Can we talk about this thing on my neck for a second?
Ah, the mood stabilizer. Yes.
It's not harmful, is it? I mean, I feel good, but I want to make sure there's no side effects.
There shouldn't be. It's only blocking outside signals, a passive effect. So the staff doesn't, you know, mess with you.
Oh.
Sean, what happened last year, I had no control over that. I tried to resist.
I understand. And your old team, maybe they don't. But we've seen that sort of thing before. Still, if you want to work with us and get to the bottom of why the world is about to end for the second time in 8 years, then you wear that thing until we say otherwise. William's orders.
I know. It's not a problem.
It's just a few more weeks, yeah? Just until we figure this out.
You're
Anybody
right.
keeping track?
I know you're right.
William is William Miles, Desmond Miles' father. He actually he lived through his son dying in Assassin's Creed 3. And the last time we saw him was when Layla comes out of the Animus near the end of Assassin's Creed Origins.
Sean has been busy.
Strange message. An audio fragment sent from an unknown location to our encrypted servers. Nothing was stolen. Pardon me. Nothing was stolen. Nothing corrupted. Just a quick deposit and gone. We got lucky this time. So what is it? A cryptic sound file, voice unknown, with a signal beneath it. The signal was a code. Led us to a precise spot here in New England. We dug up, and good lord, we struck gold. Well, silver. Dominant currency in the Dark Ages. Point is, it was a gravesite. A Norse warrior dating to the late 9th century, early 10th century AD. A few centuries before the earliest known settlements. This is big news if we have it right. Question remains, how did these bones get here and why? Wait. So, Eivor wasn't just a Viking who came to America, but was a Viking who came to America in the 9th and 10th century? That does seem a little early, isn't it? Okay. Further thoughts. Random message from inside the computer system could be fucking Juno. Or we could be doing the first shark jump again. The first shark jump, in my opinion. Here, let's go to the big screen. You know, if you don't want to see me play the game, you don't want to see me play the game. But here, we're talking Assassin's Creed, alright? The first shark jump in the Assassin's Creed situation, in my opinion, it happens during the course of Assassin's Creed 2-3. Which is to say, Assassin's Creed Revelations. The third part of the trilogy of Assassin's Creed 2 that happens inside of the trilogy of Assassin's Creed 1, 2, and 3. Okay, in any event, in Revelations, which I should remind you, had basically no revelations whatsoever in it. There is a character who is set up for 3 previous games, named Subject 16. Forget his name, but Subject 16, because Desmond Miles is Subject 17, is the character who was plugged into the Animus before Desmond. And in a wild leap of complete bullshit, even for the construct that the Animus allows you to go back and experience the memories of your ancestors, Subject 16, apparently, in the weeks before he dies in September, August of 2012, and before Desmond gets captured by Abstergo, he reprograms the Animus to keep a record of his own mind so that he lives as an artificial intelligence so that he can pass information on to Desmond if Desmond gets lost in the Animus. Which is BS. Which is stupid. Which is nonsense. So, and he, like, disintegrates at the end of Revelation. So he never comes up again. That's another thing we did, but we didn't do again. So it's possible we could be using this as the... I'm just throwing out spitballing things. This is possible that we could be reintroducing Desmond as somebody who died in a digital state and got resurrected. Just putting it out there. I want all my thoughts on the table. I want all my thoughts on the table. Anybody in the chat, join in with your own thoughts. It's all silly.
You gonna put this in the fridge, Sean?
Of course. In half a minute.
Remember, tomatoes go on the counter, not the fridge.
Tomatoes go on the counter, not the fridge? Fridge.
Please enjoy your stay. Remember, all the garbage must be packed out, and please water the plants once a day.
Yeah, I won't remember that.
We've got this monologue thing going on in this game, and Layla's done it to herself in addition to Eivor doing it to themselves.
Sean, don't forget to water the plants while I'm under, okay?
I'll add it to the calendar and tattoo it on my leg.
Okay, we are not going towards that Animus. Rebecca, you got conversations to have?
Feeling okay?
Better. But I'm worried that it could happen again. The 2 data streams.
I can't promise it won't. I barely understand it myself.
It felt like 2 minds, fighting over 1 brain. It hurt like a shotgun to the head.
Right. There's something about this Viking's DNA sample that feels dense. noisy.
Could it be the staff? Interfering somehow?
How do you mean?
My headaches, my temper. They started the day I got that thing.
I hope you're not making excuses for, you know, your friend.
Jesus, no. I'm not.
Sorry. Just take it easy. And if you feel yourself slipping again, let us know.
I'm trying. I really am.
I don't know what that was about, but... Okay, so the staff fucking overpower... Oh, no. Oh, God. Are you guys referencing things that happened in the DLC I didn't play? Probably not.
I went through hell to bring you here. It had better be worth it.
Wait. Is Eivor plural? Is that why there's double data streams? And is Layla having the same problem? Quote-unquote problem? Oh, look, we're gonna have emails. 1 second.
That's quite nice. Soothing. Let's have a look.
Okay. Yeah, guys, we're doing this because I care about plot stuff. What do we got in the mailbox? No. From Remy Hassan to Layla Hassan. Subject May 11th, 2020. No. Thanks for... Wait, hold on. Thanks for clearing up such a profound... In such profound detail. I'm sure I'll sleep soundly now. Wait. Oh, I don't have COVID, no. And I'm well isolated. It's just the three of us traveling together, staying out of sight. Okay. May 2nd? Hold on. Are these in order? God damn it, these are in reverse order, aren't they? Let's try this again. Ahem. From unknown sender to Layla Hassan. Date December 27th, 2019, 5:51 p.m. You have a gift and a curse. The gift of old blood, the curse of not understanding it. We can help you help us. What you did is not your fault, but you must take responsibility, otherwise nothing gets done. One of us will contact you. If you miss us, you miss your chance. Who the fuck is this? Layla says. L says, would your favorite baseball team happen to be the Atlantis Eagles? Wait, these are in reverse. God damn it, I hate that you put these things in reverse order. I want to click a button, Ubisoft, and make the emails play in chronological order. I hate scrolling down to the bottom and reading backwards. It's actually kind of annoying. Your favorite baseball team happened to be the Atlantis Eagles. Because Cassandra's bird was an eagle, and they left her at Atlantis. So, you have a gift and a curse. So this is December 27th, 2019. Oh, that's right. There are 2 years between Odyssey and Valhalla, right? They're not 1 year after each other. So, this is a year after the events of Odyssey? Chocobo, do you know, did Odyssey come out in 2019 or 2018? I think it came out in 2018, didn't it? Maybe it didn't. Okay, from the bottom. January 17th, 2020, 3:12 p.m. Subject next steps. L. Who is L? I don't know the abbreviation. Wait, L is the name of the super smart character that figures out crimes in Death Note. It was 2018? Okay, I was right. Okay, cool, thanks. One last message, after which all communication between us via this account or any other will cease. We have our own ways of talking, methods that cannot be sniffed or traced. Your previous team made this mistake. They knew the risks, but they were sloppy, left traces of their activity on everything, digital fingerprints everywhere. That will not happen with us. My colleagues tell me the initial meeting went well. They are impressed, if a little wary, of the influence your new toy has on you. But they know you better than most what it means to live with such a burden. I am curious to know more about this heir of memories epithet. It is not a phrase we have heard in all our decades of research. Yeah, because you guys just fucking made it up and dropped all these other plot points on us. Anyway, in a few weeks' time, we will contact you once more. If you are interested in proceeding, follow our instructions to the letter. If you are not interested, or if you break any of our protocols, this will be the last time you hear from us. Take this to heart. The world is sick and getting sicker. The Earth's magnetic field is growing stronger. Satellites are falling from the sky. Earthquakes are getting more frequent, famines are becoming more and more frequent, and now we have credible reports of a new and deadly virus sweeping through Asia. It can... But remember, guys, Ubisoft games are not political. It can feel like we're living through a Yeatsian nightmare. Mere anarchy is loosed upon the world. In many ways we are. But there is hope. There is a cure, us. In the past few months, we have come across something that may help us solve the most pressing problems. A message, a very promising message, that may help us reverse the dire course we are on. If you want to be a part of the solution, join us. If not, we will wish you the best of luck. What character in Assassin's Creed is letter L? Oh, wait, unless it's... Oh, I'm sorry, they're referring to Layla as L. I've got that backwards. Damn, I'm dense sometimes. Okay. Layla says I'm ready. They say good. Okay, now, from the bottom. To Remy Hassan, subject disappearing for a while. May 1st, 2020. Remy. Forgive me for the short email. I wanted to call, but I'm not using phones right now and my time is limited. I'm still recovering from my trip. Things got out of hand and nothing went as expected. People got hurt. I told you it was for research, and it was, but not for... A. The truth is, I haven't worked... Oh, for Abstergo. I haven't worked for them in a few years. It's a long story, and I won't bother you with the details, but it wasn't for me. Leave it at that. The group I'm with now, I can't explain, not over emails, but they've shown me things, given me opportunities, and opened my eyes to a broader view, but not without the cost. In fact, I fucked up last year, bad, more than once, and I need to make it right. I know this all sounds cryptic, but I am not in danger, not in the way you might think. If I'm being vague, it's because I need to be. I don't want any data sniffers picking up on keywords that might raise alarm. Do I sound paranoid? A little? Here's the point. Don't worry about me. I'm with a couple of people who I trust now. They've been at this a lot longer than I have, and they're going to see me through. They're going to see me through this, I promise. At this time next year, things will be better. The skies will be clear, the earthquakes will stop, and we will celebrate Ramadan together. It'll be just like the 90s all over again. Tell Mama and Baba I miss them, and that I'm doing fine. Your sis, L. From Ramy to Ramy Hassan, who has spelled his name with a Y. Just saying. I don't think I like the sound of this, Layla, and I don't like where this is leading. Not using phones is not the right way to ease my mind. You have my number, I suggest you call it. And no, I won't say hello to our parents for you, because doing so would bury me in questions I cannot answer. And to tell Father that you no longer work for Abstergo would break his heart. That's all he ever talks about. How his daughter is on the cutting edge of neuroscience. The man doesn't understand the first thing about what you do or did, and he's still proud. I will not be the one to disappoint him. Is it COVID? Is that why you're being cagey? Something else? Call him, call me, and stop this insane game of hide and seek. I just want to know that you're safe. Ram. Okay, so. I don't have COVID, no, and I'm well isolated. It's just the three of us traveling together, staying out of sight. And then thanks for clearing that up, such a profound detail. I'm sure I'll sleep soundly. Alright, so now that I've read those in proper reverse order. Hey, look, let's look at the Staff of Eden. Click. Oh, it was Hermes? Hermes Trismegistus. Oh, I've got the name wrong. Acquired from the Eagle Bearer, Cassandra, 2018. I can't believe this game actually mentioned COVID. Like I said, man, Ubisoft games, they're highly political. Even though COVID shouldn't be fucking political, fucking get vaccinated. God damn it. Anyway, if you can, unless you're one of the people with super weak immune systems, then I understand. And then all the rest of us need to stop screwing you over. Alright. Acquired from the Eagle Bearer, Cassandra 2018, when Cassandra, who was literally alive in 2018, fucking handed it over. Presumed manufacture date, late in the Isu Singularity Age. That's the name I couldn't remember for. The Isu, the ones who came before. 75,100 BCE, or 22 IE? Isu era? What's IE? I guess it must be Isu era. This staff Oh, that makes sense, because their timetable is the same as ours. It's just that they took the hit and got apocalypsed and we didn't. This staff, one of many Isu staves known to us, is first and foremost a medical device with the ability to heal, repair, restore, and rejuvenate organic tissues with unprecedented swiftness. It has been known to extend the life of its bearer well beyond the average human and Isu lifespans, and is presumed to have the ability to resuscitate living creatures in critical or suspended states. It has not been verified if the staff has the ability to resurrect the dead, but it seems unlikely based on its known features. It appears to work by reading and copying its bearer's DNA to ensure a perfect replication on a broad scale. It is able to detect erroneous copies and deploy repairs so long as the bearer remains within direct contact. It has been used as a weapon, infrequently, possibly by taking advantage of the tremendous power it draws from the Isu's wireless energy lattice. The staff has also acted as a conduit or container for the personality of an Isu called Alethea. Oh, the girl who was talking to us in Atlantis. It is not known if this personality is Alethea's original consciousness or a simulation of the original, probably a simulation, though most neuroscientists would call this distinction without difference. That's true. As of the early 2019, the entity known as Alethea, how do I say that? Alethea has made no further attempts to contact me. As yet, my purpose as the so-called heir of memories, as Alethea has dubbed me, remains unclear. Known bearers: Hermes, Trismegistus, 75,000 to 75,100 to 75,000. Pythagoras is who I was trying to remember. That's Cassandra's quote-unquote dad. Pythagoras, 6th century BCE to 5th century BCE. Cassandra, 4th century BCE. Is that right? I think it was Pythagoras. Fuck. I'm getting some of the details smudgy, and that's not going to help my ranting and raving. Okay. The messengers. Isu messenger number 1. Rebecca. Before we meet at this site, I want you to see these. Last week I reviewed the logs from my time with Bayek, and came across this. That's Assassin's Creed Origins. Came across some old notes. In the years I explored Cleopatra's Egypt, I stumbled across 6 Isu temples, most of which were buried beneath the pharaohic tomb sites. I never fully finished that in my playthrough, but I know what they're talking about. I was the lucky one. I don't believe they were intended for Bayek himself, as he seemed wholly unaware of the messages as they played. They may have been encoded in a way that only someone with an animus could see them. Like with Desmond? Fuck, I gotta replay Origins, that sucks. It's been a few years since last I heard these messages. Some of my memory is foggy, but the notes I scribbled down have a clarity I trust. Might be something to all this, I don't know. Often I grasp outside of my area of expertise. I'm enthusiastic, but often wrong. Let me know if something else strikes you. Message number 1, excerpt. Layers upon layers of reality, each blurring into the next. Which is real and which is not? What if none are real? What if everything you know is false? We ran thousands of simulations, searching for the right version, searching for Desmond. Each one of them felt real, but there is no way of truly knowing, is there? Not for sure. Anything can be simulated, and finding the answer could mean erasure. Teasing the assassin maxim, nothing is true, must be careful not to confuse truths with facts, however. A language game you will always lose. Though we may stumble in our attempts to interpret it, the world, the universe, reality, what have you, it is always out there. I believe it, simulated or no. We could imagine a dozen nested simulations, and each one, on the level of itself, would constitute a reality. Wolfram via Conway suggests that the universe is a giant cellular automata. And further, there is a point where the difference between simulated and real is meaningless. If the universe were a simulation, what would it matter? The simulation qua simulation itself would be real, and therefore everything within it would be real, within the confines of the simulation. Right, exactly. Say a scientist were able to simulate pain by inducing only a few neurons to fire. No physical harm. I am in pain, the subject says. No, you only believe you are, says the scientist. This is meaningless, as is this. You thought you were in pain, but you were mistaken. That looks familiar. A new quest is now available? That's very ominous, Xbox. What new quest is available? What the fuck? Isu Messengers number 2. Guys, I'm sorry, I'm doing all these things. We're doing all these things. Message 2, excerpt. No surprise, you were designed to have boundaries after all, and one cannot speak of that which one cannot conceive. The code. Equations that define life. They are nestled deep within every star and every mote of dust. Every second that passes is a word, a symbol, all part of an intricate yet simple language existing within the framework of time itself. It is the one rule which applies to us all, immutable, inescapable. We know this. Humans were the instruments of an earlier species, the Isu. Resist the temptation to say superior. Different. They were better suited to some tasks, ill-suited to others. Possessed of a mind that we cannot know, but that does not get us anywhere. What is it like to be an Isu? What is it like to be a bat? The implication of that the Isu could read time is interesting, but if humans could read time, would it necessarily be in the same manner and for the same purpose? Whether constructed or evolved, or a little bit of both as we are, we cannot be said to have built to achieve the same ends. A round disc on its edge is a wheel, on its side a plate. How we use something can often determine its value and perceived purpose. I remember those rooms, I just don't remember if I lit up the walls like that. I think I did? Isu Messengers number 3. Message 3 excerpt. Break the code, break the node. These walls tell of a tragic story, a story we transcribed on our structures, on our artifacts, a story we could not alter, a mystery defying us in plain sight. We tried. Our scholars and scientists, poets and physicists, bright minds, rebellious hearts, they all tried so hard to bring about change. We all failed. None could change what we discovered. The stories written into the walls of these rooms, the reader has no power, but he is an observer. But the author invents the future. The author owns the future. The Toba catastrophe, a super volcanic event paired with a mass coronal ejection, was the beginning of the end for the Isu. It changed the Earth's environment, lowered its available oxygen levels, and generally fucked things up. We said fuck. The Isu never recovered. By our estimations, the last remaining Isu died just a century after the catastrophe. From that point forward, humans, their creation, ruled the roost. This disaster was not unforeseen. Isu scientists had known about their impending doom for years, perhaps decades, before the catastrophe occurred. Oh, like real life with human beings right now. To protect themselves, they worked feverishly to find a solution. 6 methods they tried, but due to a toxic combination of hubris, political infighting, and bad luck, all 6 failed. Yeah, that makes sense. Seems legit. The final method proved the most promising and was nearly complete when tragedy struck. This was the method that Desmond Miles revived when he saved the world from a second solar flare in December 2012. This voice laments the compound failure of their species to save themselves, but the truth is broader than that. They, with Desmond, saved us. Success deferred. Then this message, break the code, break the node, insistent and very puzzling. Alright, Desmond. Messengers number 4. Message 4 excerpt. Quote, linear continuity is a simulation that allows for variation. Within the linear continuity, there are nodes, choke points, moments where algorithms converge the flow of superposed possibilities to a single moment where only one absolute truth is possible. Paths are fluid, continuous, nodes are static, changeless. Molly says, oh, did you know your stream says just chatting? No, Molly, I didn't know that. Can you fix it? God damn it. Wait, why does it say just chatting? When was I just chatting? Thank you, Molly. God damn it. I mean, I am just chatting, though, which is ironic at this point. Okay. Where was I? Nodes are static, changeless, and the wave function collapses the paths into nodes which branch out. Again and again and again. Can you feel the wave collapsing, trying to course-correct Desmond's act of defiance? Wait, I'm sorry. The nodes which branch out again and again and again. Can you feel the wave collapsing, trying to course-correct Desmond's act of defiance? So something in reality is trying to right the world ending again like it did in 2012, or like it tried to. You were on mobile, so you didn't see it before, but finally on PC? Oh. No, it's not your... Okay, for anybody who jumped to the point in which I started playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla, please jump back to almost the beginning of stream, because I've been doing it the whole time. Okay. I'm getting better about it, but I still make mistakes. The incoming node needs the world to end. The algorithms have been carving the flow of possibility towards the end for over 100 years. Now, collapse the wave. Y2K, heck yes? What? No. Molly. Right. The world almost ended in 2012, which would have been a dozen years after Y2K, or would have been a baker's dozen of years? I forget if Y2K was 2000 or 1999. I think it was... I mean, technically it was 1999 because you couldn't get to 2000. Because 2000 isn't a real number. I could explain Y2K, but I'm not going to. Anyway. Because there's a lot of people who are listening to this story right now who were not born for it. Yeah, Y2K was... I mean, 2012 was the Mayan calendar. 2012 is the year Assassin's Creed, the video game starts. September 2012 is when Assassin's Creed 1 starts. And possibly August. I think it's September, though. Well outside my area of expertise. Must contact someone who knows this shit better. What it seems to be saying, the structure of space-time, the universe is built in such a way that certain events or clusters of events are compelled to occur. A bottleneck through which space-time flows, and one nearly impossible to avoid. There is something about this catastrophe, the one Desmond averted in 2012, that compels it to return, indifferent to our fear or pain. It is a tidal wave, rippling across the sea of space. It crashed once against the dike, and that stopped it for a time. But the sea rears back for another strike, and another, and another. That gives some clarity to what is happening now. All around us, but it remains unclear how to change it, especially from within an animus. A simulation within a simulation, question mark? Okay. She finally said it. So, we might be trying to make it so that the universe in which the games of Assassin's Creed happen is a simulation. Which is technically correct, but they wouldn't know that. Message number 4. Message 4 excerpt. Quote, linear continuity is a simulation that allows for variations. Within the linear continuity, there are nodes. Choke points. Wait, didn't I just read this? Did I read things out of order? Or did I read 3 and then 4 and then... Hold on, wait. Did I read 5? 1 second. I think I read 4. I think I just read 4. Yes, I just read 4. My bad. It's not a good interface for this. They gotta rethink their email interface shenanigans and file structure and whatnot. Anyway, dokie dokie, I'm just saying. Message 5. Quote, reality is a mathematical model which gets solved over and over again by the observer. Your thoughts are computations, and they render this world for you to call your own. Not all processors are alike. Different brains produce different realities. The variations go from the subtle to the drastic. Your mind defines how much you can taste, how much you can feel, how much you can understand. Perception defines perspective. We designed you and made sure to engineer your senses so you could perceive just what we needed you to, neither more nor less. There are parts of time we prefer you remain blind to. It was a necessity. If we suddenly see time, that would not guarantee the same perception the Isu possess. Let us speak of time as an entity, if we may. Let us say that time is a perceivable fact in the same way that light is a perceivable fact. The ability to see this fact is in no way guarantees a sympathetic view. There are creatures stumbling around this earth that read light differently than we do, and for different purposes. Humans see in a well-known spectrum. Roy G. Biv. That's red, green, blue. This sense of color is confined to the 3 cones we possess. Yet nocturnal creatures see with a different scope for a different purpose. Night stalking, hunting, lurking, they evolve in concert with their needs and are now constrained by them as we are. Light is only a fact seen askance and used differently by different species. To suggest that we might read time is to imply we have a specific use for time. Well, nobody has a use for time. And number 6. Quote, the next... Why does that keep making, reading off of a reel-to-reel every time I click on it? You guys hear that? The, like, when it's, like, seeking the next thing? Anyway, quote, the next chapter is unstoppable, and yet the greatest revolutions sometimes originate from the confines of impossibility. Do they not? Reality is a simulation, break the code, and in so doing, escape the inescapable. The Animus was humankind's first unconscious attempt to explain what it could not see, understanding genetic memories, and eye into history. Your Animus is different, as is the mind that imagined it. It could escape the code. It could make the leap and make possible a decision that defies the order of things that are. Oh god, we're doing the Matrix. We're doing the Matrix. Layla's gonna get abilities in the Animus and realize she can do them in the real world because the real world is also simulation. Yeah, that's where we're going, isn't it, Ubisoft? It is ridiculous to imagine that I could change the nature of our reality out there from within the confines of an Animus, a simulation within this so-called simulation. But I believe I understand what the voice is telling me. My Animus is endowed with the ability to suggest alteration to days long past. From a moment in time, I can extrapolate what might have been. Calculations of time. I am not confined to what was, but what could have been. Oh my god, we're making an excuse for why the game has dialogue choices now. I hate it. Yes, history is real, facts do matter, but from any moment in time I choose within the Animus, I can interrogate the memory. I can ask the world what if. What if Bayek and Aya had stayed together? What if Kimu had not been murdered? I can suggest these hypotheticals and watch how they unfold. Why would I want to? For knowledge? For a better understanding of what tragedies avoided? It remains to be seen. Or, you know, possibly the best DLC that's ever been in the Assassin's Creed series, The Tyranny of King Washington. That was amazing. I am, in a sense, a reader of the calculations. As the Isu were in days past, perhaps one day I will be able to harness this talent to see the future, to predict it, to correct it, to avoid. That would be worth something. Yeah, it would. Hey, why is the secure stair secure? It's secure! Hey, it's 8 degrees and windy? What the f... Oh, wait, hold on. What is 8 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit?
It's 46.4 degrees Fahrenheit.
Alright, that makes more sense for Maine. Like, what the fuck? 46 degrees makes more sense. We'll go with that. Pictures. Sean, Rebecca. The Animus. The Aurora Borealis that's happening. Wait, what? What is that? That last one hasn't happened. That looks like the place is on fire. The deck. My main character, whose name just suddenly escaped. Okay. Media. Desmond? Desmond. I think I'm out of drink. No!
No, come on, Sean. Turn that thing off.
Oh, hold on. I like what you said there. I want to get this for posterity. Say it again, nice and loud.
Seriously?
Sure, come on. If nothing else, it'll give me leverage with your old man.
Ah, that's your angle. Nice. What I said was, I wish I hadn't been born into the Assassins. I wish I had chosen this life. Is that good enough?
Sure, but why is that?
Because choice is the central idea of our creed. It underpins everything, right? It's about free will. It's about seeing the evidence before you and saying, yes, this is what I want. Or, no, this isn't for me. But when you're born into a group like this, or any other, like I was, you get mixed signals. You get told over and over again, this is what we believe. These are the rules. This is reality. No deviation. And if you question it, oh, they look at you like you killed a puppy. That's hardly free will. It's a weird irony when free will is your central belief, but nobody wants you to believe otherwise. I don't know how to say it exactly, but I always thought there was something self-destructive about our creed. If free will is the most important moral guidepost we have, we should be free to ignore it. To choose submission, for example. You know what I mean? Like, we should be free to side with the Templars. If it's really my choice, I could do that.
Right. It's almost self-refuting. A democracy could democratically elect a dictator or choose to get rid of democracy altogether.
Yeah.
Within our creed is the seed of its own destruction. That's what makes it powerful, I think. And fragile.
Right. The more freedom you have, the more risky it is, you know? Anyway, my dad has mellowed over the years, but he was strict when we lived on the farm. He ran a tight ship. I never got the impression that I was free to choose my path forward. Our creed, our tenets, they were drilled into my head. By the time I was a teenager, I was following these rules out of a sense of duty. This was just what we did.
That happens to a lot of organizations over time. The stagnation sets in, you know?
Yeah.
The fundamentalism.
Yeah. Following the rules becomes more important than achieving whatever goal you set out for yourself. And people start to lose sight of the reason the rules exist.
That's called deontology, or a form of it. Following a rule for its own sake and not for the consequences it has.
Yeah, but that feels backwards, doesn't it?
Well, I think so. Following a rule is the easy part. Praying, taking a sip of wine, munching on a wafer. Rituals that give comfort.
But that's just going through the motions. It makes people feel like they're doing something. When the hard work is, well, actually getting off your ass and doing something productive.
Right.
I think people just want boundaries. Tight boundaries. They want to see the four walls that pen them in.
I don't disagree.
Anything outside that, anything that makes life more complex, that's scary. That's why I envy you. You chose this life. You went through that process, and you decided, yes, I believe in this.
Sure. It didn't stop me from being an insufferable know-it-all as a teenager, but I see your point.
I would have loved to have been a know-it-all. I knew nothing. Not until you guys found me. Yeah. It wasn't until I met you, and Bex, and Lucy, that I knew.
Fucking Lucy.
I knew I wanted to be an assassin.
Oh, thanks, Des. Come here. Bring it in, bud. I don't normally like touching, but we'll make an exception now.
I am not hugging you.
You sure? Because I smell very nice today.
Can you just turn that off?
Okay. I have complaints. I like that scene, but I have complaints about the subtitles were not by character, and they were timed wrong. At least I think they were. I might need to restart my my video. Let me just do that really quick to make sure. We're cramming a lot of stuff into the moments right before Desmond died, is what I'm saying, and it can be really distracting. Like, the longer we go on from 2012 and the more we add. Alright, more Desmond.
Hold on, I'll just set this here.
Do you guys record everything we talk about?
Not everything, but you've been using the Animus so much, I thought this was a good chance to learn some things about prolonged exposure.
So I'm your guinea pig?
No, my guinea pigs are all dead. The Animus was too much for them to handle.
Cute.
Can I ask you about the bleeding effect? Any recent flashes? Any memories resurfacing?
Yeah, bleeding effect. Can we have more of that?
The usual things. Ghost images of Altair and Ezio a few times a day. Nothing intrusive, just brief moments. They pass quickly, almost without me noticing. Like a figure in the corner of my eye. Or remembering a dream from the night before. I did have one extended
No, these are just
hallucination
timed
a few
badly.
days ago. It was Ezio. He was older, around the time he left Cappadocia. He was standing on the deck of a ship, alone. And through him, I could feel an intense regret or guilt. And it felt to me like he'd had a loss of faith in himself, in the creed, like he couldn't keep it up. Couldn't stay true to his ideals. And as I watched him, I thought, is this the moment he decided he was done being an assassin? It felt like it.
Maybe.
Anyway, most of my visions have been brief, lasting just a few seconds. They're like complete memories of small moments that appear suddenly out of nowhere, fully formed. It's a strange feeling.
Okay. Anything else?
I'm starting to see Connor now, too. Though I hear his voice more often than I see him. I'm sure that will change. Oh, yeah, and yesterday, just before bed, I had a memory of being on a beach in the Caribbean with a bunch of sailors. Or maybe they were pirates. I don't know.
Wait, what?
Huh. We'll look into that. And how do you feel in general?
In general? Well, I feel older, for one. Much older. And it's strangely comforting. I'm collecting the memories and skills and thoughts of so many people. I feel like I've lived a few hundred years or more. Is it possible that if I do this for too long, it'll push my own memories aside? That I'll be everyone but myself after a while?
It's possible. That's called identity substitution. It's happened before, but it's rare. And someone with your background shouldn't need to worry.
My background? You mean someone with my genes? My abilities?
You have Isu DNA, and that lets you see things and do things and withstand traumas that other people can't.
And I can suffer in ways that others can't. That's not something to be proud of.
You mean the apple?
Yeah. It has a pull, Bex. It tugs at my brain. It talks to me. Teases me. Drives me mad. And what I did to Lucy... God damn it. Nothing is worth the damage I did. The pain I caused.
I know. But you're special. That's the point.
I'm not special, Bex. I'm lucky. That's all.
I understand.
We're assassins. It's our creed that makes us different, not our genes, not our blood. Anyone can join us.
That's true. But let's leave that aside for a second. What I want to know is, have you ever had any Isu memories resurface?
Isu memories? I don't think so. I can't even begin to imagine what that would feel like.
I think you'd know if you did. Maybe one day. We might be able to induce something.
Jesus, let's fix the world first, okay? Before we start digging up my ancient ancestors.
Deal.
With my luck, I'll be related to some third-rate Isu like Sisyphus or something.
Way to aim high, buddy.
Hey, you gotta.
Okay. So, in Desmond's last days, he was starting to draw upon memories that he had yet to experience of Connor, who he was in at the time, Assassin's Creed 3, during the American Revolution. He was beginning to experience brief flashes of Connor's grandfather, Edward Kenway, who is the main character of Assassin's Creed 4. Man, these things are kind of long, but we're in this for the long haul. I'm going to have to cut this eventually and go for Taco. But, okay, let's see. Let's go for Layla before we do Strange Message.
Layla, thought you might be interested in this. Conversations that Bex and I had with Desmond back in 2012. December, I think. Just candid talks, that's all. We didn't square any circles or write any beat poetry, but he did have some interesting insights into his time in the Animus and what it means to be an assassin. Anyway, have a listen. You might find you and he had similar experiences, so, well, let me know what you think. Unless it's to tell me I sound like a total prat in these recordings. If that's the case, just say nothing. I mean, I did have a slight cold at the time I recorded these. That's probably why I sound odd. Anyway, okay, I'm done anyway, so turn off. Turn off. Oh, it's actually just a button. Sorry, here we go.
Way to go, Sean. I can't tell if Sean has a different voice actor, if that's why they... Yoink? If that's why they mentioned that. Alright, strange message.
I lived, I died, and now I sleep. And in my sleep I dream. And in my dreams I see an end to the doom that will grip the earth once again. Find the wolf-kissed. Find the mad one. Find me. And save us all from another death.
A strange message broadcast from an unknown source north of the Arctic Circle. The message was broadcast for 9 days, then ceased. Spectrum analysis of the message revealed the coordinates of a Norse gravesite in New England, USA. I'm going to play that again.
I lived, I died, and now I sleep. And in my sleep I dream. And in my dreams I see an end to the doom that will grip the earth once again. Find the wolf-kissed. Find the mad one.
The mad one.
Find me. And save us all from another death.
Wonder who me is in that case. But maybe the memories are dense because she's plural. Maybe the wolf-kissed is plural. English locales of note. Lately, you traipsed about England. Bex and I thought you might want to keep your eyes open for a few things. Assassin's bureaus, or the hidden ones, more accurately. They operated in Roman Britain between the years 100 and 430 CE. It's not clear why they left, but the final date corresponds roughly to the Roman exodus from Britain. So I imagine their leaving had something to do with the Empire's retreat. Mission accomplished or loss of faith, not sure. But we do know that it was several hundred years before the Hidden Ones returned to the island. It may be Basim or Hatham are the first in a half-century. From our own archives, I believe there were 6 main bureaus operating in the Roman period. Leicestershire, London, Winchester, York, Essex, and Gloucestershire. I'm sure I said some of those wrong, but I don't know if Molly is around to correct me. Oh, I missed Molly saying, I'm glad there are subtitles for the audio files because I can't understand what's being said. Well, I'm sorry that all the subtitles were fucked up, Molly. They were mistimed, and they were all the words being spoken, but by different characters throughout the course. Those subtitles were bad. Somebody needs to be smacked. These won't be the Saxon names, so you'll have to read between the lines. Animus anomalies. Bex noticed these. About 10. Oh no, we've got glitches. Embedded in the simulation. They're dense clusters of data that may screw with your ability to navigate Eivor's memories. Approach with caution. We don't know what they'll do if you get too close. They may be harmless. They may induce occipital shock or wipe your mind. Hard to say. Best to err the side on hell no. But if you're curious, well, I warned you. Pieces of Eden. We don't know of any Isu artifacts you should be looking for specifically, but they're out there, and this was a period where they often cropped up in legend. Norse and Saxon songs tales speak of them often, so keep your eyes peeled. Especially around Stonehenge. How could that not be an Isu site? Gloucestershire? Gloucestershire. Gloucestershire. I mean, I can't spell Gloucestershire, nor can I spell Skinny Atlas, which is in New York. Animus Session Report, date 3rd of November 2014. 3rd of November 2014. That's the release year of Rogue and Unity. Preface. The transformation of the Order of the Ancients to the Templars, as we know them today, has always been the subject of considerable debate among our ranks. We have operated with the assumption that the Templars themselves hold some or a complete knowledge of this evolution, but at present no concrete historical evidence has ever made it to our hands. With little data we do have, it is mostly a matter of public record with some exceptions. It is commonly understood that the origin of the Knights Templar dates back to 1119 CE, and this is indeed the appearance of the public face of the Templars. However, our records attest to the existence of Templar agents at least 2 centuries before this date, which would set it in this game. In one badly damaged document, an assassin contract from Normandy in mid-11th century, the author makes free use of the term Templar. An earlier letter, this time from a hidden one, in the region of modern-day Dorset circa 978 BCE, makes mention of a Templar spy within the ranks of the Brotherhood. Oh man, spoilers. From this, we can safely... Another fucking spy. Anyway, from this, we can safely assume that the Templar Order, as an entity distinct from the Order of the Ancients, existed at some point in the mid-10th century. With an aim to expand our understanding of this dark age, one of our agents recently volunteered to delve into his genetic memory to search for further clues to this age-old mystery. Unfortunately, what he discovered was of little use for our purposes. Sean Hastings began the first of 7 sessions on October 5th, 2014. Over the course of the next 3 weeks, he followed various matrilineal and patrilineal lines into the past, focusing on 9th, 10th, and 11th century in search of assassins and or Templars in his bloodline. He found none. Of minor interest, however, was the following personage, here noted for the peculiarity of his biography. Alaric Thorvaldsson, an early 9th century Jute, who sailed north from modern-day Denmark with a wooden plank bearing a carving of a map that purported to mark the location of Thor's hammer. Alaric made it as far as Stavanger before running afoul of a powerful clan there. Alaric was defeated in battle and enthralled as a slave. He escaped his captivity some 10 years later and returned to Jutland to marry and settle down. The location of Alaric's map is unknown, and the existence of Thor's hammer, a precursor relic no doubt, remains unconfirmed. Alaric's ancestors would later sail to England, following the Normans' conquest of the island, settling in what is now called Loughborough in modern-day Leicestershire. The irony that a man named Hastings would contain no useful genetic memory regarding the Norman invasion of England in 1066 was not lost on our dear subject. Still, he retained his usual chipper wit and asked if he might next relive the genetic memories of his grandfather to, quote, give a Nazi a proper bollocking. Way to go, Sean. Fuck Nazis. I have read all the things. Oh wait, I take that back, I didn't look in the trash. Oberg interrogation 2 November something something. File corrupted. Oberg investigation 2nd of November sometime this century, I don't know. Letter to Victoria Bibius. Bivu. My name is Layla Hassan. I was a friend and colleague of Victoria's. Victoria, I think, was the operator of your stuff in... well, I think in Odyssey, but also Origins, question mark? Both at Abstergo and in our subsequent freelance careers. In all that time, I knew and worked with your daughter. I was always struck by her limitless intelligence, her humor, and her ability to focus, even in times of great stress. She was an inspiration not just to me, but to all those who work with her. I'm writing to you now with the hope of shedding some light on the circumstances of her death. I realize it must be strange to receive a letter out of the blue from someone whose name you have probably never heard, offering to explain a tragic loss of one so dear, but if you'll allow me, I will try. I was with your daughter in the moments leading up to the unfortunate incident that took her life. In fact, I am partly to blame for... Never mind, I'll just trash this email. Actually, that was a Word document, actually. Well, I've had a jolly good time. Alright, guys. I'm gonna look around the area and make sure there's nothing else for me to poke at. And I'm gonna see if the game lets me run up the mountain. Because that's something I wanted to do earlier. It's kind of beautiful in its terror. Oh. Oh no, a gnome.
Probably bought this in a coffee shop somewhere in Concord.
Oh, we're doing the thing where I can't go out of the area. I automatically fell into stealth, so that's cool. What if I just ran away? What if I just ran away right now? Oh, mailbox.
Someone's got mail. An invitation to a fair in Concord. Bring your best crop and you may win a prize. Tempting.
Okay, internal dialogue still got an echo to it. Shadow popped in.
Layla, you can't run away from this.
Really? It looks like you're letting her. Oh, okay, alright, fine. Fine. I does this have to know. Give me my camera back, please. Thank you. Anyone gonna go a-woo on me? I could really use some a-woo right now. The Mad One, and me, and who's the other one? I gotta reread the thing. Anything down here from? Oh, that's the. For a second there, I was wondering if that was the gear I had on me at the time of. Okay. I haven't been to Maine. Velvet Maiden would let me know if that looks correct or not.
It's beautiful. But it's not normal.
Alright guys, I think we've done everything we can here. This is easily the longest recording because I gotta glue it onto the previous recording. But this was all present day stuff, so hey, if you didn't want to see present day stuff, or my theorizing, then you lucked out. One thing I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to go back to the computer. I'm going to play that audio log again real quick. Because I want to. Strange message.
I lived. I died.
I lived, I died, and now I sleep.
And in my sleep, I dream.
Mm-hmm.
And in my dreams, I see an end to the doom.
An end to the doom that will grip the end of the doom that will grip the earth. Okay. Find the wolf kiss. Found her.
Find me.
The Mad One.
And save us all from another death.
The Mad One and me. And then quite separately. I already checked the mailbox. So we would be looking for, interestingly, Ulrich Thorvaldsson, a Jute. If we see them, they are an ancestor of Sean Hastings. Enter the Animus. I presume we will get a cutscene to start things up. And then I will...
All right, time to go. Norway to England takes about a week by long ship, so I'll scrub ahead.
Scrub ahead. What?
Layla, you okay?
Sorry. Can you play the message again?
We have the transcript if you're looking for something. I can
No,
go and...
I want to hear it.
Okay.
I forgot to look at what that giant book was.
It's just... That message led us here. To this place. To a Norse grave in North America. So those bones out there are the only lead we have. Our only chance at fixing this planet before it's too late.
Here it is.
Same as
I lived.
Yeah.
I died, and now I sleep.
It's important, I guess.
And in my sleep, I dream. And in my dreams, I see an end to the doom that will grip the earth once again. Find the wolf-kissed. Find the mad one. Find me. And save us all from another death.
Unsettling, that is.
That pulse in the message. Are you sure it's just coordinates? Nothing else?
Nothing I can find.
Okay, I'm ready.
Here we go.
Portable Animus. WTF. Oh man, Assassin's Creed loading location. I can't help but notice she basically has the same hairstyle as Cassandra did. So, a little bit of slacking on Ubisoft's part there. But maybe I can change it later by visiting the tattoo person. I think that's where I could change my hairdo. 873 CE, England.
There she is. England, our new home.
Not a patch on Norway, but we'll make this land our own soon enough.
I'm glad to see any land at all, and will be happy to have my feet on solid ground again.
We must not rush our landing. All you see here is Saxon territory. The Kingdom of Mercia, largely unpacified. There will be eyes watching us from the trees, with bows drawn and traps set.
Neat.
We must be wary. Randvi, dig in your oars! All standing!
Have you spotted something?
Not yet. But let us go ahead to clear the path of any dangers. Then follow our lead when the sun brushes the horizon.
Understood! May Thor bless you all on your way! We will see you soon!
Sail on!
Yes! I'm ready for whatever these green-thumbed fairy folk have to throw at us.
Are you though?
Do the sons of Ragnar know that we're coming?
They do not, but they will not scoff at our visit. Of the 4 kingdoms in England, the sons of Ragnar have settled only one. The rest is ripe for the taking.
Do we mean to join their army?
No, no. We will speak with them, get the lay of the land, and carve this country into as many pieces as we see fit.
Look ahead there! Is that what passes for a town? Plain brick in a single rune to their timid god?
That rune is called a root, Doug. The cross upon which their god was sacrificed. It sits atop a monastery, a place of worship.
That cross killed their Christ, and now they display it in worship?
Yeah.
Bizarre.
Yeah.
We carve idols of our gods and make wishes before them. Like our sacrifices to Odin, the One-Eyed.
But we do not worship the wolf that kills him. That is the difference.
Whatever strangeness we see in these Saxons, they must think the same of us.
The hammer! Now there is a symbol worthy of a god. A bolt of lightning would take that cross clean off.
Alright guys, where am I going? Where am I going? This game is split up into smaller maps? Interesting. I'm sorry, is that a Templar? That's clearly a Templar. Guys, where are we going? Reach Halfland Hill Settlement.
What are they doing?
Ritual drowning.
Baptism, Dag. Are the ways of Christians really so unfamiliar to you?
Oh.
Not at all. I simply forgot. And someone has to keep the conversation up. It must be priests and worshippers alone in that place. We could storm this port with ease. Sack it without breaking a sweat.
Is there much in the way of treasure there?
Always! They shape precious metals and cut jewels to their gods. There will be a fortune there.
Later, Dag. There will be time enough for raiding once we have settled.
Man, I hate fucking baptism. I really do. One of the worst things that's ever happened to me in a video game.
The boats. Pull up over there. The way forward is blocked by a chain spanning the river. We must remove it before pressing on.
A chain? Can we cut through it?
It's too thick for access. But there must be a way to release it, somewhere in that camp.
Oh, is that me?
Go.
And I will be right behind you.
No, please don't.
You stay here. Should trouble come our way, I want you defending the ship.
A good idea. Send out the arrow and keep your sharpest axe at hand, huh?
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Alright, guys. For anybody who is watching later on YouTube, I thank you for watching. This has been a long-ass episode of Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I have been Huntermun, and I will see you in the future.